Gate 14 podcast. Good week, Avery. Good week. I mean, you take 5 out of 6 from the Red Sox and the Yankees. I'll take that 10 times out of 10. We'll still be in a playoff spot no matter the result of tomorrow's game, I believe. Yes, or tied for one with losing the tiebreaker. How you feeling, Abe? What's up? I mean, you are wearing a shit ton of layers right now.
Yeah, long sleeve shirt. And I was out there. It wasn't even that cold tonight, but we played Waterloo tonight. Then just back to the office, 10:45, record this, edit this, get it out.
Why don't you just sleep at the office?
It's a good idea. Like, I'm going to have to be, by the time we end this, I'll have to be back at the office in 9 hours.
Yeah, just sleep there.
Like, and 2 of them will be spent driving.
Exactly. Just sleep there.
That's a great idea. I never even thought about it. Maybe I'll just go see what the boys are doing tonight. Go out.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Might as well just do that. Like, I mean, you're in fucking Kitchener. What are you doing?
Yeah, that's not the worst idea I've ever heard.
Like 2 hours worth of driving back is the dumbest shit ever.
Yeah,
I would never do that.
No, I'll definitely do that. So
you're going back. All right. No, everyone's listening. Avery's a big drive guy, which I respect.
I got some good, like, sometimes when I have good podcasts like queued up for the way home, there's like, I'd rather do the drive, you know?
I respect that. I mean, yeah. But let's go into the week, man. I mean, obviously tons of things to actually not really tons of things to break down, especially when they play a little 3-game series, stuff like that. But our guy Earn Dog sent down, raked a nice little double today in AAA. And I will say the Toronto Blue Jays have to have the hottest farm system in baseball. I mean, Ernie Clement, we got to hang out with him, just a man rocket. Spencer Horwitz, unbelievable looking. David Schneider, everyone says he's good looking too. And then this Eden guy comes up and it's like, whoa, holy fuck, this guy's hot as shit. Like, what was your thoughts on the move? Obviously, it makes sense with how good Biggio's playing, right?
Yeah, it took us. So as soon as you saw who got called up, you went on to what is it, MILB.com just to see what he did. And the first thing he said, he's like, oh, he has an OPS of like 400. Obviously, it wasn't what it was, but it was like, so I don't understand this. And I was like, just look at the stolen bases. And he had 100 of them this year. He's like,
53.
He's like, yeah,
53 stolen bases.
It kind of makes sense why he's here. Ernie did a fucking awesome job while Bo Bichette was gone, keeping this team afloat, man.
He'll get a ring. He'll get a ring at the end of the year.
He'll get a float to himself. That's how much we should be appreciative.
He'll get the ring. He'll get the ring.
Yeah, I mean, he's an awesome guy. So it sucks to see, but he's got a long career in baseball still ahead of him. So he'll be
for sure.
He'll be back, man.
He'll be good, especially with the adjustments seems like he's made. I mean, he's got it figured out. He really has it figured out. But another thing, so obviously Avery knows I read the comment section a lot on the YouTube and just try to see where the people's heads are at with this Gate 14 podcast. All of them are positive, but one common denominator is when Jeremy Roach is on the podcast. I have never seen a human being get roasted as bad as Jeremy Roach gets roasted by the listeners. Let's just give the listeners a little bit of background. He's the third mic. Like, I know they understand, like, the listeners, like, does this guy ever talk? He's a statue. He's this, he's that. Listen, man, I understand our listeners get how big this podcast is getting, and they would kill to be in the spot that he is in. We can't force Cher to come on the podcast. All we can do is tell him what he knows when we record. He knows when we do that. I can't force him to come on the show. And I know listeners out there listening to this, pulling their hair, getting pissed off. They understand, like, this is early. Like, we're going to be a very big show. We're going to be a podcast. I'll say it. But we can't force a guy. Like, I'm not saying he's not as passionate as you and I are, but he has other things on the docket. Well, this is our life.
So I want to say one thing about my good friend Jeremy. That guy fucking loves business. That's it.
Look at his bio. The business of sport.
Yeah. The stupidest thing I've ever seen in my whole entire life is Jeremy's Twitter bio. And he has not that we don't work big boy jobs. Jeremy works like a real big boy job. And now he's on specific time, sadly. So that kind of fucks everything up again. And I just don't think he has a lot of time to be too tapped in. He's making big moves there.
Which I respect him. Yeah, he's doing that, man.
And he sends us free shit. So it's like, how can I get mad at Jer?
Well, there's no need for like this is what we knew what was going to happen. Like when I originally asked you to start Gate 14, I said like I didn't know he was going to be involved. Like I was whatever with it. I was like sure, but obviously he kind of was like that mediator between me, you, and I, like that third mic where it was a little bit less awkward because we didn't know each other and we recorded the start of it. And it's good to have two guys that know each other on it. There's no ill will between JR. I'm not kicking him off the show. Any of that stuff. Whenever he wants to come on, he can come on. It's funny. It's the original three, the OG three. He'll always have a massive part in this. Just like we can't force him to come on, and when he comes on, he comes on. It's great, whatever. Like the listeners just get so mad. Like they get so mad.
They get so mad that he doesn't talk a lot.
And I get it, dude. I'd get it. I get it.
There's not a lot of talking time between you and I. Like there's not really a need for a third person when you and I get snapping it around. But JR is just great because he'll sit there, he'll fucking listen to us talk because I'm pretty sure he listens to the podcast. Like
and another thing about JR that every single podcast, every single team needs is a guy that doesn't want to be in the spotlight. He doesn't want to be me and you, like obviously want this to be our full-time job, obviously want to make a lot of money doing this, which obviously we will at some point. But like he's fine with that. Like we've had to have business discussions with him and he's completely fine with like being like, listen, this is your guys' thing. I'm stepping away. So just to give the listeners a little background on how good of a guy he is, right? Like he could easily be a dickhead and be like, no, I'm 33% of this, that. I'm not going to go into the business discussions, but he has pretty much understood and said, I'm the third mic. I'll be on when I'm on, all that type of stuff. Like I get it, which is fine, which is what like that just goes to show you how good of a guy he is. And every team needs a guy like that just wants to be behind the sidelines. When he gets the call, he gets the call. When he
loves the business part of Gate 14, which is something I never want to touch. Like him doing all the merch, that's just his passion project. He loves that, man. So
yeah, exactly.
He does still play a vital role in some of the shit we do because I couldn't do it. You and the merch guy, guys. You guys,
I definitely couldn't do it. But yeah, no, it just to give listeners a background because obviously listeners aren't probably the new listeners. I would say aren't too quite familiar with JR, right? Like the newer brand of Gate 14 listeners, right? So
Jeremy lives in Los Angeles.
Yeah, he lives in LA. Like that's the best way to describe it. Like he lives in LA. But yeah, and then another thing I wanted to talk about is the Yusei Kikuchi stuff. The 14-hour sleep. I don't know what the fuck. Where are you at with this, Avery? For our listeners that don't know, Yusei said a quote, which, and obviously based off of what we know about Yusei, based off of what our listeners tell us, or not our listeners, our friends in the organization tell us, is that Yusei is like the funniest dude ever. Like he's just a sarcastic, funny dude. He said he injured his neck because he only slept 11 hours one night, not 14. Where are you at with this? Is this the greatest troll job ever? Or like, what do you think about this, Ave?
Well, he says something I don't even know what's true anymore is where I'm at. 14 hours is a lot of sleep.
I don't know how that's necessary. I don't know how that's possible. But if you put a gun in my head and said you have to sleep 14 hours, there is no fucking chance in hell unless I'm on a shit ton of edibles or just had like 3 Neocitrins or whatever. I don't know how it's possible. I don't.
I could do it. I could. Yeah,
you think you could with ease? Maybe after a weekend of Boots and Hearts? Maybe that's possible.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That makes sense. I guess
he says he would sleep 7 to 8 hours on non-start days, which is normal, and then 14 is a long time
because that leaves your day with 10 hours, right? Like
yeah, but then think about how stressed he would get out and like his body's tired after he pitches. See, I was thinking like, how do you get to sleep the next day? Like I could do it one in a cycle, probably a couple days where you don't.
But did they say he's doing it before he starts?
Yeah. Start.
So when is he getting to the field? Like,
just
leaves you with 10 hours of wiggle room.
But like, say a 7 o'clock game, he can get to the field by 3 to 4 hours before you pitch.
Okay. We got to ask Swanee about this, and I haven't texted Swanee, but I'm assuming he's going to be on sometime next week. Maybe we'll get him on the Monday or something like that when they have the off day. But it just doesn't make sense to me. When I saw the quote, and then obviously fucking Scott Mitchell had to be like, "Oh, Yusei was joking," this type of that stuff. I don't think he was. I really don't. Yusei Kikuchi seems like, and we made the joke, Yusei cares. He genuinely cares. I think that actually might be a thing. I think that might be a thing. I'll say it.
Yeah, we can. Maybe we should DM his translator.
That'd be funny. Yeah, I don't know.
Is it just be like, is he really fucking with us? It got taken out of proportion. Like if you can sleep 14 hours every night, I feel like that's a problem. I also saw a quote that he said, just close your eyes. It shouldn't be that hard to sleep,
I wish it was that easy. I really do.
which I loved because it's so true. Just close your eyes. It's the only way you can fall asleep. So he has figured out life more than anyone else if he sleeps 14 hours a night.
Like he might be.
He has
like
children.
Like the Talladega Nights quote, with modern day science, we can live to 100, 200. That's what he's doing. He's the best. I mean, that's what our king Yusei does, bro. And you got to tip your cap to our guy because he's been a massive part of this team. And if that's to sleep, then get goddamn Alec Manoah in that routine, 14 hours. But I will say this, though, 14 hours of screen time on the phone is way harder. Which is what I do. It's more athletic, more of an athletic feat, 14 hours screen time on the phone. But when I saw it, just good for our guy, man. I mean, you love to see it. But let's go into a couple other things on the series that we got to talk about. Giancarlo Stanton is the worst baseball player I've ever seen, Avery. I mean, I don't even know what this, like, he's the worst baseball player I've ever seen.
The way his stance is, like the way he's closed off, back foot, way behind him. He looks like he's about to do damage every single time. And then you throw a slider that gets above his ankles, he's swinging at it.
Yes.
And it is not close. Ever.
The more in the dirt, the better.
It is incredible how bad he has gotten. And how many years does he have still?
4.
It's got to be like 4. Did you say 4?
4 years. Yeah.
That's going to be the worst contract of all time.
I just don't know.
They're going to Joey Gallo him out of the Bronx.
Well, the thing is like Joey Gallo was way better than him during his time there and literally couldn't eat pizza. Like he couldn't go out in the Bronx without getting like verbally assaulted. What the fuck does Giancarlo Stanton do? Like there is no way this guy goes out, right? Like Joey from the Bronx is throwing a fucking pizza slice from Sally's at this guy's dome if he sees him out, bro. There's no way.
Oh man, I want to look up some of his stats here.
His numbers are really like it's wild, bro.
But
his not
old Stanton was so good.
Oh my god,
so cool. The baseballs went so far. It's tough to see.
It's sad. It's a lot of it's the injury bug, and a lot of it is just not good anymore. But I will say this though, it's like we're going to be seeing a lot of this in our lifetime now with these contracts that have been passed out. For example, Trey Turner getting 15 years.
Do you think Xander Bogaerts' deal is that bad by the end of it?
Yo, easily. It's already bad right now. Xander
He's
Bogaerts.
been okay. He's been okay this year.
Okay, yeah, but that's okay in year 1, Avery.
Yeah, like how's year 14 going to be? When
and then you got like Xander. You have Trey Turner. You have even, obviously, I don't think it'll affect Mookie Betts as much as these other guys, but you even got Mookie Betts getting paid till he's like in his 40s, bro. It's like, I don't know. We're going to be seeing a lot of this coming up, and I think we saw it with Pujols, but Pujols was at least semi-serviceable, right? Like, he was like serviceable toward like that.
He kind of had a nice little Linsanity at the end there.
Yeah, with the Dodgers and stuff like that. When my guy Matzek back pocketed him in the LCS, but yeah, that double play ball he hit.
Oh my god,
with Bo Bichette in the gap.
Would you rather watch Stanton run or Kirk run?
At least Kirk is a funny run though, right? Like when Kirk is running, you're like, oh, look at him. He's so cute. He's like, his arms are moving, but the body's going nowhere. Stanton is like, oh, like grandpa. Let's get grandpa back in the fucking wheelchair. That's like the only comparison I can make with those two guys because Kirk is like a funny laughing at him / with him about how slow he is and how bad of a runner he is. Stan, it's like, this is sad. Like this is like a car on its last leg. That's what that is. Kirk is like a little like.
Do you think Beetle. Kirk is like? Because it looks like Kirk is trying really hard to run fast.
Exactly, which is why it's cute. Like Stan looks like it's lazy. You know,
yeah,
like Stan looks like it's like, oh, I don't give a fuck. I'm trying to get my money. You know, Kirk is a little blue collared run. That's what I'll say with that. That's definitely what I'll say with that. But it just it was such a fun series. And I will say this. Might be Yankee Johnny topping in, but these games against the Yankees in September, they just don't have any aura for him. Like because they suck. Like it means nothing to me. Like if they would have took 2 or 3 from a Yankees team battling for a wild card, I'd have been like, oh, let's fucking go. But I didn't even really get enjoyment out of really watching this series. Like today's game, I ended the stream earlier when it was obviously Garrett Cole fucking shoved. But it's like, what am I watching here? It's like there's no one in the stands. No one in New York gives a shit about this team right now. It's kind of just like a dead dog. You're just like watching. Like,
do you think that makes them good fans or bad fans when they decide not to show?
I think good fans. I would do the same thing if I was when the Blue Jays evidently are shit in a couple of years. I think
like you don't want to because they hate the front office. I think, right?
Yeah, and there's rightfully so. If you look at how like George Steinbrenner used to spend money and used to bring guys there no matter what, and now his son, little Hal Steinbrenner, has been dog shit. So I get it, but it's gonna happen with Toronto at some point. It did happen
because I said on stream yesterday, I felt like we could have been untouched through the Bronx if we went to this series.
Yeah, no, easily. See, but that sucks for us content-wise. It's way more fun when the Yankees are good. Like, there's no fucking Orioles fans out there. Sorry if you are an Orioles fan listening. I know there's a couple of you. Like, there's no Rays diehards that we have to get in the mud with in a series. It's the Yankees, the Red Sox, and the Jays. That will always be the 3 mud boys in the fucking the American League East. The other 2 teams just, oh, it's cute. I get it. It's fine. I might get old takes for that, but it just there's not really like fans of these guys. Like even when the Orioles are good, it's not really that packed, not sold out every fucking game, you know?
Okay, I'll give a little. I think the O's have decent fans, but you were definitely right on everything else there. The Rays just don't have.
It just means nothing to me. And I think that's why the Jays don't perform at Tropicana. That's a little spin zone there. If they get them to the playoffs, is like there's just no there's just no animosity. I don't hate the Rays. I don't give a shit about the fucking Rays. I don't care. Like, I care about being the Yankees.
Dog walk us, and there's no one in the building to see it.
Yeah, exactly. I care about being the Yankees. I'll say that. I love being the Yankees, but the Rays just whatever. It's cute. It's adorable. That's fine. But yeah, let's go into the series then, man. I will say this though. I hate the Monday off days, dude. Give me the Tuesday off. Give me the Thursday off days. Strictly because content-wise, our stuff is better and we get more downloads. I mean, we did
Thursday off days are awesome.
Yeah, they hit like crack. We need that little gap in between during the week, you know?
Yeah. The Monday off days, the Monday streams are a grind. The Monday content's a grind, but happy to get it done to have a Thursday off.
Yeah,
I do like it.
It's something to look forward to. It really is. But
do we have Monday off again?
Yes.
Ugh.
Nightmare. But we gotta it's the playoff push end of the season though. So next week will be I can't believe this. Next week, whoa.
I was saying the same thing, man. I remember getting in my car, getting stopped at the border, them cleaning out my car, us being interrogated, and we going to St. Louis.
And now we're in the last week of the season, Avery.
Dude,
I don't even want to say it. It's gonna piss me off. Next week is the last week of the Major League Baseball season.
It's so that makes me sad, man. We're gonna get old really fucking quick. Yeah, if this is how our summers are going to go every year.
Yeah, it is.
Holy shit. Just like Detroit. What month did we go to Detroit? Was that June or was that July?
July.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's July.
It's almost October, man. What the fuck happened with all the time?
Yeah. Yeah, it's wild. But another funny joke about the Stanton, why Jay said this, I have to acknowledge this. He said Stanton runs like he's wearing the wrong size jeans, which is that's a very funny one. Wrong size jeans.
Where he's got to run to keep him up or else there's
or like he's running like he's like he's chafing and he doesn't want to like pull his pants in like public, or running like he has like running like me at an on route. Someone said that to me. But yeah, it's crazy. The next week's last week of baseball. But game 1, let's go into game 1, man. Congrats to George Springer for launching a home run on his birthday. I wish I knew it was his birthday because I would have bet him to hit a home run because that's just the biggest lock ever. I mean, George Springer. I mean, a guy hit a home run on his birthday, especially a vet like that, George Springer, second all time in baseball history in leadoff home runs. Well, I mean, we are lucky to have that guy, and he signed here. So World Series MVP, man, signed here. But the story of the day was Yusei Kikuchi, man. Didn't have it early. We had people tweeting he doesn't have it, and are like tweeting he doesn't have it, tweeting he's dead, the insanity runs over, all this type of stuff. Yusei Kikuchi goes 5 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run, 7 punch outs against the New York Yankees. This guy looked incredible. He looked incredible. His breaking stuff, no one even came close to that shit. He just threw one mistake in the first inning, gave up a run, and then was just kind of easy breezy from the way out there, getting double play balls, looking great. And based off of Barrios' start tonight, Barrios has one more bad start. I know I said last pod he's the guaranteed guy, but if Barrios has one more bad start and Kikuchi shoves his next start, it's nut cutting time now for the playoffs after. Like, what do you do, Avery? You know, like, who do you pitch? I don't know.
Yeah, I think they're just comfortable with going with Barrios.
Yeah.
No matter. Oh, fuck, man. I want to talk myself into him pitching a playoff game, but I don't know where I'm at with that yet. I don't think
I
he's
think it
one of
has to be Barrios, obviously, still.
Yeah, I don't think he's one. It's just like, fuck. With Bassett, too, I think you go Bassett over Kikuchi because just because he was so good in the pen before, he's shown the ability to do it. If you make it to another series, maybe, I guess you don't really need to go to a 4-man rotation until you go to a 7-game series, right?
No, so it wouldn't be to the LCS. Then he wouldn't have pitched for 3 days or three series or 2 series, which is fucking crazy. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's
the Blue Jays are nowhere near as good as they are this season without Yusei Kikuchi.
Exactly.
And I think that's something that he should hang his hat on, even if it doesn't end up in a playoff start.
Exactly. I think he's one. Obviously, we know he's a team guy, and he'll say, listen, I know whatever helps the team win and stuff like that, which is fine. But going back into that game, another guy that stole the show. I mean, Yankees tie it up, and who else but fucking Bubble Biggio again? Little 2 for 5 from the guy. I don't know what to say. He's making insane defensive plays at first. He's unbelievable in the outfield now. What do we do with our guy Bubble? It's like this guy has to start a playoff game now. If he keeps this up for the next week, how do you take him out of a lineup in a playoff game? You can't.
Yeah, you just can't take one of the hottest hitters out. That if you told me start of the season Biggio was starting a playoff game, I would have called you fucking crazy. But here we are now. Do we think Belt? Is he gonna actually come back and slide in? You think?
I don't know if they do that though, because there's not really a chance for him to get rehab starts or even get back into the swing of it, especially a guy at his age. It's tough to just like snap in and get right back into it, right? Like, and Biggio's been a nice little blanket. Same with Horwitz, I guess, the last couple of days. But yeah, Biggio has to be in that lineup. And then obviously Bo Bichette, home run. You could tell. I mean, we talked about his last podcast. He's won for his last like 15 or whatever along those lines. And that's a lot of it is coming back from an injury, obviously, and without doing any rehab, which makes sense. But now he's starting to have a little bit better at bats, putting good swings on balls, getting deeper in counts. I think Bo Bichette will be just fine, obviously, and looks great. But that Alejandro Kirk home run,
I was about to say it.
That rocked. Yeah, I mean, he just
the way he looks to sell out for power, but not getting a lot of power all the time is very cool. The barrel gets out front, he swings it around his head, and just I think he's gonna be really good next season.
You think so? You're talking yourself in?
Yeah, I'm talking myself into it again. I feel like it was just so far gone as to his season getting started off on the wrong foot with
the baby and stuff.
The baby. Like, think if he played in the World Baseball Classic with that Mexico team, if he gets a nice little hot start there as well, season could be totally different. Well, another guy was Brandon Belt. He didn't get into spring training. So I think
this team kind of shot themselves in the foot a couple times, man, with that stuff. Like their players, like their own players shot themselves in the foot.
Yeah, it's like what are you going to tell Kirk, though? You can't go see your kid get born.
Yeah, but like the Belt thing's kind of not really an excuse, though. It's like, what are you doing, bro? Right?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, he had the worst first month of all time. We thought he never would be
a terrorist.
Yeah, we did think he was a terrorist. Weekend 1 of the season, I did make that FBI document that Brandon Belt was a terrorist as well. But I think it's just it was a weird start to his season, and I know it didn't take that long. It was 1 or 2 weeks he wasn't in training camp.
Yeah,
but it really started him on the wrong foot. So hey, he gets in way better shape.
But I don't know about the shape thing. That's just the crutch that everyone uses.
No.
I don't think you could. I don't think you could be in bad shape. I don't think you could be in bad shape and be a good defensive catcher. That just doesn't make sense.
Sure, Benjamin Molino is probably a good defensive catcher, and he wasn't in the best shape.
Yeah, I guess that's
getting in
checkmate.
better shape can only help him.
Exactly, and I think his sprint speed's down, which is something that someone pointed out as well.
Well, if he's catching every game, he might be tired by this point.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay,
so I think that's the thing he can do. Yeah, get in a little bit better shape. The defense is always going to be there.
I will say this, though. It was nice to see the Silver Fox look good again. He carved 1 inning, 2 punchies. I was pissed off they brought him in, and then he kind of shoved. So shout out to the Silver Fox, man. Dog.
I got another guy who pitched in this game. Where are you at with wanting to re-sign Jordan Hicks?
If the price is right, I mean, the run on that motherfucker's 2-seam or sinker, what is it? Is it a sinker or 2? I don't know what it is fucking insane, Avery. I genuinely don't know how people hit this. I don't.
Yeah, the sinker.
It's a sinker. It's wild. I'm watching it in the game, and you know a pitch is nasty when you could see it on a TV. You could, like, see the run on the TV, like, obvious run, like 17 inches run. He's incredible. And his time, I think someone tweeted this. Jordan Hicks' last 9 innings, he hasn't given up a run and only 1 hit and like 1 walk. He's been absolutely lights the fuck out, Jordan Hicks. And we always talk about bullpen winning World Series, and we saw that with the Braves when they had their run, and obviously the Phillies last year, their bullpen went on a Linsanity run. Re-signing him doesn't do anything else but benefit your team, right? Like, Swanee's going to be back here, Romano's going to be back here, Meza, all those guys will be back here. Why not spend a little bit of money when you don't have to with the other guys? Why not? And he's going to be a hot commodity, obviously. I mean, that's not a joke, especially with how, I mean, his stock has raised an insane amount since he came to the Jays, Avery. It's like now he's like, he just only keeps making more and more money, right? It depends if he's comfortable here.
So EJ tweeted a thing from Jordan Hicks. Would you hate him trying to become a starter again?
Yeah, I'd hate it.
Why would you hate
roller coaster? I feel like he is too much of a guy that he can just only let it eat for 1 inning. Like, he just lets it eat, and it's really good when he lets it eat. He gives me Nate Pearson vibes if he started. He'd start getting in his own head. His pregame routine would change a little bit. He'd start, like, his velo would drop. He would start walking a shit ton of guys. I don't know if I want Jordan Hicks to be a starter here.
I wouldn't
be
mind
honest with you.
You try and pay him a reliever salary, and then you try and stretch him out to a starter. I don't think it's the dumbest thing in the world, because his big thing is they called him in this article that he tweeted out, said he was people like to call him a failed starter, but the Cardinals had only told him halfway through spring training that he was going to start. So he wasn't built up. And then he went like 0-5 with a 5 ERA. And he's just like, yeah, this wasn't, you guys.
I just think we're, as the Sum 41 boys would say, we're in too deep. I don't think there's hope for him now to be a starter. I think he's just in too deep. Like, he's been in bullpen forever now. Like, I feel like it's been a decent amount of time. But fuck, is he a roller coaster, and fuck, is he electric. He is. That appearance on Tuesday rocked. Just an absolute legacy appearance. So, credit to our guy Hicksy. He's just a dog, an absolute dog. But let's go into the Tuesday game, man. Kevin Gausman. It sucks he's had like 2 or 3 blow-ups, and we all remember those games, Avery. The Astros ones. What was the other ones? There was like 2 or 3 blow-up games he's had. It's been like the Astros, where he gave up a lot of runs and got pulled early. I got to find it, because it sucks he had those games, because this guy could be a clear-cut, he had that run right there from August 16th to August 16th to September 30th. August 16th to August 30th, he gave up just a ton of runs in like 4 starts. So that probably ruined it. And the Minnesota start probably ruined it. And obviously we all know the Houston Astros start where he got lit the fuck up. But yeah, he should be a Cy Young guy. 230 plus strikeouts in a season with 1 more start to go is ridiculous. This team wouldn't be anywhere near where they're at without Kevin Gausman. And my God, another Ross Atkins masterclass. That signing is absolutely insane. He is one of the best pitchers in baseball. And he's leading all of baseball in strikeouts besides Spencer Strider, I believe, Abe.
There's nothing more you can say. Every time Kevin Gausman toes the slab, there's a chance that the Blue Jays are going to win that game, or they have a good chance. Kevin Gausman is going to give them that good chance to keep him in a baseball game. And that's all you can ask for pretty much anytime they go out. It's why we were really happy with Kikuchi, because last year he wouldn't give him a chance. Now, every time he goes out, feels like you have a chance. And the run support again was bullshit.
1 run.
Yeah, it was just really bad before. So he comes out of the game again, but just he is awesome to have on our side.
I mean, 6 innings, 3 hits, 0 earned runs, 10 punchies. Just fucking
they got
insane.
a little.
And then the village idiot, I'm not going to say his name, ZM, said that he's looked awful a lot lately. Like, yeah, good tweet, brother. Because he had 1 bad inning. The first inning he was struggling a little bit, and then he just carves the rest of the game. Yeah, he's looked bad for a while. Like, just shut.
People
the fuck
forget
up.
baseball's a 1-inning game.
Yeah, it is. Walked off in the first. It just whatever. Fucking Kevin Gausman's the best. He's the clear cut. We got to start building him up for game 1 of that wild card, because that's what that motherfucker is going to be getting.
Oh, and where are we at with where the rotation falls? Have we?
I think they lined it up perfectly, because Kevin Gausman will be going today, right? On the what day is today? Thursday. And then his next start will be Wednesday, and then his next start will be Tuesday for game 1 of the wild card. So it is lining up perfectly, I believe, right?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah.
The way you walked me through that seems perfect. So I don't know if you're totally right about it, but it sounded really good. So yeah.
Well, yeah, because look, he went Wednesday. He just went Wednesday. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He'll go on Tuesday next, and then after Tuesday, I'm assuming he won't make that Sunday start, because he's lined up to start on the Sunday of the Rays series in Toronto, the last home game of the year.
Oh,
but I'm assuming
shit.
I'm assuming if the Jays have already clinched it,
100%,
right?
100%.
It'll probably just be a bullshit little bullpen game they'll be doing, which I think they will be. But the tough part here is, Avery, is that they haven't clinched yet. What the fuck do you do?
Dude, if we can't get a Kevin Gausman wild card start,
right? Like, that's what I'm saying. It kind of puts them in a weird predicament here.
Yeah, I mean, you need your best guy to win the game. You can't save Kevin Gausman for the wild card if you don't know you haven't made it.
Exactly. Fuck. Sorry, listeners. That's just put you guys in a pretzel there live on air, but that's what it is. Like, because I'm right. He'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He'll pitch Tuesday, then he'll be lined up to go on the Sunday. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Fuck. I don't know, but at least it gives like the tough thing about that is it lines up Barrios perfect to go game 2 and then Bassett to go game 3.
Yeah, so they've known their playoff rotation for a long time.
Yeah, so that's been fine. It's just the tough part now is figuring out, like, pray to God you're clinched so Gausman doesn't go Sunday, right?
Yeah, they better play some good baseball.
They better fucking. But they put themselves in a good spot this last week, Avery. They got to go 5-5 to get to 90 wins, which I think does it, especially with the Rangers and Mariners playing each other. So the Jays will guaranteed, if they win tomorrow, gain a game of ground on one or two of those or one or the other of those two teams. So not bad, but not much to say on that Wednesday game besides the fact that Kevin Gausman's a freak and Michael King
was the greatest.
Might be the greatest pitcher ever. I mean, and the shitty thing is, the Jays get Garrett Cole and Michael King again next week at the Rogers Center. Back-to-back starts against them. Fuck you guys, Yankees.
Maybe they'll shut Garrett Cole down.
Yeah, right. Fuck you guys, Yankees.
If only they might have shut him down if he wasn't in the Cy Young race, sadly.
Yeah. Maybe they shut Garrett down. Get it trending.
I think we should start looking towards 2024 for my Yankees.
Yeah, it's over. 0% chance now to make the playoffs. That's sad. It's over. Going back into the series, today's game, it's whatever, man. I mean, they were due. You fucking win 5 in a row against AL East opponents, and you're going up against the Cy Young Award winner. You knew that was going to happen. Barrios gives up a nuke to Jake Bauers, which, by the way, that ball was fucking annihilated.
Oh my God.
Absolutely shot on. Like, sent to the stars. Shout out to Jake Bauers for still kicking around. Other than that, Barrios looked good. Just one bad pitch. And the other one was given up to him by Tim Mesa, who came in. But Garrett Cole, I will say this. He is fucking incredible. I hate him, but I hate how much I like how good he is. You know?
If he had that beard from when he was a Houston Astros still, he would be 10 times cooler player.
Easily.
The Yankees ruined what made Garrett Cole cool.
Oh, that beard.
He was a grown
goddamn
ass
beard.
man. Now he's a little boy.
Little boy, little bitch boy. But yeah, no, shout out. I mean, fuck. He's awesome. I'll say it. I don't care.
I wish Gausman had a better claim to the Cy Young crown, which I thought he did for a lot of the year. That the little August run there didn't help him, like you said. So that sucks because I think all the peripherals, all of the advanced stats kind of went Gausman's way. And I wonder how the voters are going to change here soon with how they pick like Cy Young winners, MVP winners, because MVP kind of seems to go to the WAR guy for all the time. Like it was the first time I ever heard about WAR was on TSN when they were talking about Mike Trout winning MVP every fucking year.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how they go through the Cy Young. And I think that'll show in how the NL Cy Young award is given out because there's a lot of just odd numbers going on, a big clusterfuck of guys who could win that NL Cy Young.
Well, Blake Snell, I believe, if I have this correct, is like minus 4,000 favorite right now.
100%.
So, yeah, he's going
to
win.
It was kind of him and the Justin Steele stinker yesterday.
Really fucked him.
100%.
Yeah, that really, it's over for Steele now, unfortunately. But yeah, tonight's game, nothing other to say. I mean, the Jays fought back, which is something they really never did. Putting up a 3 spot there, make it interesting there with a little fake comeback. Where are we at with Vladdy? I mean, Vladdy's injured, right? I mean, he off day Monday, DH is Tuesday, doesn't play Wednesday.
So are you kind of in the boat where he's been hurt all like
for a while? I could be thinking, that could definitely be a thing.
Because it's the same
first baseman,
knee.
I don't get how you get injured as a first baseman. I'll say it.
What did he do with the injury again? I forget.
It's his knee.
Yeah, but he went on the IL for the knee before, did he not?
Or maybe I believe so, but I'm still trying to wrap my head around the fact. How the fuck do you get? I'm a fellow first baseman, obviously not to the magnitude as fucking Vladdy is. How do you get injured playing first base? How?
I don't know, man. I can't believe I can't remember.
Just be a little bit of an athlete. You won't get injured. I get 162 games, like the wear and tear on the body, but you have the best trainers in the goddamn world dealing with you every single day to work on your recovery. Maybe that's a naive take and I'm a fucking idiot. I know the second part's true. I'm an idiot, but I don't know. I just don't know how he gets injured. But luckily we have these big dogs coming up clutch and stepping up when Vladdy's not there. It's just we've been lucky with the injuries this year, Avery, so we can't really complain now. The only injury we've had is Alek Manoah's feelings.
Yeah, he did have that knee injury before. 5/16/23. That's when it happened. And then he also had one it's saying he had a right knee injury in spring training as well. This is May. Interesting. Like maybe he's got to get some work done in the offseason and maybe that'll fix up his swing and we'll just get back to regular Vladdy. Do you think it'll come out that he was horrifically hurt for a while?
I can see it. I could definitely see it. But
he's probably not playing through a torn something because they went and got an MRI again, I guess, yesterday.
And they said it was no structure damage.
Yeah. So
it's just a little wear and tear there. But other than that, though, I will say this: great series. Take 2 or 3 from the Yankees at Yankee Stadium. I'll take that a fucking trillion times out of a trillion, Avery. And I know you will too, brother. I know you will too. Great series.
Yeah, 5 of 6 of their 5 of their last 6. You will take that every time. I cannot believe we had to go through that Texas series. Like what a 180.
Bullshit. Absolute bullshit. Fucking
we'd be
bullshit.
In a so much better spot if we just split there too, man.
Oh, we'd be up like 3 games up.
Yeah, they never ever want to make it easy on us.
Yeah, it makes me sick. But let's go into listener questions.
Okay, we don't have a ton here today. Zach wants us to bring back winners and losers of the week. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
We do that all the time. Why don't we do a winner and loser of this week?
Winner, Bubble Biggio again. That's clear. He's a fucking dog. Loser is the Yankee fans that are trying to that are bookmarking all my tweets from when the Jays get eliminated. Like when the Jays are in the playoffs, when the Yankees aren't. Like those are the losers of the week. The people that are trying to old takes expose me for what? Like, what are you will take supposed when your team's in fourth place? Those are the losers.
Yep. That's a good one there. I'll go. The winner is obviously Sleep. Just
Yeah.
it has to be Sleep. And the loser, I'll go Davis Schneider. We need to get him a hit, man.
Yeah.
We need to get him back. He's kind of lost it when you go no BGs today too, right?
Yeah.
That's just a sign of I got to change something up. So he'll be all right.
He'll be all right. He'll be all right. It's one of these rookie slumps that everyone goes through. It's the best league in the world for a goddamn reason, man. You know?
Yep.
They figure out ways to pitch to you, and you have to adjust. That's what makes the good hitters from the bad hitters. I saw it with Bryson.
Okay. Thoughts on ESPN analysts such as Stephen A. Smith and Colin Cowherd getting a voice to talk about baseball, especially when they have no idea what is going on? Is it good for the growth of the game or bad?
I think it's good for the growth of the game because then it just brings people together, you know?
Brings people together in their hate for these guys. Brings
the baseball community together. Yeah. Sometimes you need like a common enemy that everyone, even enemies, get along with that hate, you know? Like you need that one guy to hate on and get along with just an entire group of people that maybe you aren't friends with or you aren't on the same side with, but it's like, you know what? Let's all go. Yankees, Blue Jays fans, Reds, let's all go at Stephen A. That's what you need. You need a punching bag for all fan bases.
Yeah, it is. I think it is tough when you get on there. It's kind of like the TikTok comments for Owner's Box. People just like to make fun of, but Stephen A going on ESPN and talking about trading draft picks in baseball, which is just not something you can do.
Yeah.
It almost feels like a troll. Like he has to know better than that at some point.
Yeah, he definitely
right?
does.
But having anyone talk about baseball, I think any publicity is going to be good publicity for the game, unfortunately. Okay. Can we rank every current Blue Jays jerseys from worst to best based on look?
So current right now? Like this year ones?
Yeah, so we have baby blue, red.
So red's last. Let's make that clear.
Baby blue, red, gray, white, blue. 5 of them.
Okay. Me ranking the Toronto Blue Jays. Red is last. Gray is second last.
Interesting.
Blue is third. Baby blue is second, and the whites are first. I love the white jerseys, Avery.
Really?
I think they're the best. They're the most clean ones the Jays have. I really do.
I think the Jays look awesome in gray for some reason.
Really?
Yeah.
They rarely wear it though.
I know. I wouldn't put it as my one, but so when I played OBJ, we used to wear the old Blue Jays uniforms. And we would put on the grays. I was like, oh, these kind of fucking look awesome all the time. I do like the baby blues. I think we could do better with the hats. I didn't love the hats. Again, I think we talked about this last year as well. But for me, I'll go red's last, white second last, blue. No, gray, baby blue, blue. I like the blues a lot.
Okay. The blues, the blues are third for me. They don't do anything to me.
You don't like the Toronto Blue Jays jerseys?
No, I don't like the blue ones as much. I like the whites. I think the whites are clean, and I like them with the hats too. I think the whites go perfect with the hats. I really do. I don't think the blues go that well with the hats. I think the whites are the best ones.
Interesting. All right, our playoff 1 to 9 lineup.
Springer.
Let's just go through. Let's just give everyone a position. Who cares about where they hit in the lineup? Let's just get everyone out there.
Kirk catching, obviously. Vladdy first. Biggio second. Bo short, obviously. Chapman third. I hate to say it. Chapman third. Left field, Varsho. Center field, Kiermaier. Right field, Springer, obviously. Who's the DH, Ave? Schneider? Belt, obviously, if Belt's back. But you can't justify putting Whit Merrifield in this lineup right now. You can't.
No, you can't. I don't think he starts a playoff game as of today. As of next Tuesday, hopefully. Yeah, so I don't really have any problems with that. Like maybe Schneider second
DH.
Or maybe Schneider second and Biggio DHs. I think that's the only kind of interchangeable pieces we're at right now.
Yeah. And obviously if Belt's back, Belt will DH. That's a no-brainer. But yeah, I think that's the best lineup you can put out. Easily. That's easily the best lineup.
and we will rank the bullpen arms based on how much you trust them going into hopefully playoff time. Okay, let's go. Get out the bullpen lineup. Get the roster up. We gotta remember them all. Don't want to miss any here.
Okay, I'll pull it up right now. Okay. I think so. You want to go from lowest to highest?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm under the impression I believe the bullpen is going to be shrinking for the playoffs. I could be wrong though. Okay. So the last one right now, Nate Pearson's on the roster right now. He's not going to be in the playoff roster. Should we even add him? He would
Nope.
obviously be last.
Yeah.
Nate Pearson last. I think it's better to rank from top to bottom, Abe.
Okay, let's go down to bottom.
Because then we could just start thinking of the guy. I think top, obviously, Romano.
Jordan
right?
Romano, number one.
Jordan Romano 1. Swanee 2.
Yeah, sure. We'll be fine with that.
Jordan Hicks 3.
No, I'm gonna go Mesa 2.
Mesa 2. He didn't look that good tonight, but I guess he's looked good all year. Okay, so you're going Romano, Mesa, Swanson, Hicks.
Yeah, Chad
or
Green.
Chad Green over Hicks.
Chad Green over Hicks.
Okay, Chad Green 4, Hicks 5.
Richards.
No, Garcia. Or not Garcia, Henny Cabrera.
Fuck, dude, this is a good problem to have. This is a good.
Yeah, this is
bullpen.
I seriously can't rank these guys.
Yeah, I don't. Honestly, I don't care. Fucking throw them all out there. They'll get a 0 at some point. Yeah, there's not really. As long as Adam Simber doesn't come back, I am fine with putting anyone in our current bullpen on the mound in the playoffs.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't even rank these. I trust the majority of them the exact same.
Exactly. It's like 1A, 1B, 1C.
Exactly.
1D,
so
1E,
that's not even a rank. I rank everyone in this bullpen as good besides Nate Pearson and fucking Adam Simber.
And Nate Pearson can be good.
He could be good though. Yeah, for sure.
He had a save. People forget.
Yeah.
If only he had 9 more and people would be right.
Yeah.
That's all we got. Listener questions, man. They didn't come out today. They're waiting for hopefully the playoff episode.
Yeah, especially, and we'll be in a better understanding where we're at after this weekend. Jays coming into this weekend, big underdogs. No beating around the bush. Minus 150 tomorrow the Rays are. Jays are plus dogs. We got
the Rays just called up their top prospect too.
Yeah, Candelario or whatever.
Caminero.
Of course they did against the Jays. Fucking losers. Tyler Glasnow versus Chris Bassett. Hyun-Jin Ryu versus Zach Little. And Kikuchi versus Taj Bradley. Our system keeps working, Avery. They lose 2 or 3. Our system, we gotta stick to that, just the same move. They lose 2 or 3. That's the best way to look at it.
Yeah, and I think they get swept.
Okay.
The Glasnow game is going to be catastrophic tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yeah, it will be catastrophic.
But it'll be on stream, right? You'll be there?
I don't know. We'll see. I will see.
Johnny Toronto, man, you're back.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if I stream tomorrow. I could be talked into it. But yeah, no, it's big series, obviously. Pretty much, I'm gonna say it. This probably will be the wild card series preview. This series. Like Tyler Glasnow will be pitching this series, obviously. I don't know who else they would throw. Who else would they throw?
Like Eflin.
Zach Eflin and Glasnow, that'd probably be the 2 that we'd see after we sweep. Yeah, no. This is the preview. It's time to fucking face our demons before we get there. That's the only way. The only way you could face your demons is by facing your demons head on. All right? So it's the biggest series. Anything else, Avery? You got anything else?
No, I'm one more week, man.
And I want to end it with this. So Avery, that guy that you and I met at the Blue Jays game, Kyle, I told you, obviously he battled through cancer and stuff like that. And pretty unfortunate news, not to sound all doomy and gloomy. He has cancer again. He's a big listener to this podcast, obviously. Guy I kind of looked up to growing up. He's kind of like my bigger brother. So Kyle, I know you're listening to this, brother. Gate 14's with you. We're all with you, brother. And I'm sorry to hear the news. And I hope, we're going to be with you every step of the way, brother. And keep fighting, keep battling. You beat it once. I know you'll beat it. You'll beat it again. You're a strong guy. And just keep battling, brother. We love you. And That's it. That's it. Gate 14 forever, man. Love you guys, and let's have ourselves a fucking weekend. Why not us?